Hi, today I want to talk about what it means to be a modern-day gentleman. Number one, a gentleman should dress well and always dress appropriately with the right attire to suit the right environment. A gentleman also believes in quality, so wear your best clothes as much as you can. So number two, a modern-day gentleman should be more culturally aware of people from different places and different cultures and having respect for these differences. A modern-day gentleman should have control over his emotions. I'm not talking about having stiff upper lip. I'm talking about having control over how you display your emotions in different places in front of different people. So, for example, having rowdish behaviors or breaking down in public is not how a gentleman should behave. There's a saying that manners maketh man. A gentleman should always display good behavior and good manners. So it doesn't actually take much to say please and thank you, or even holding the door for people. Some people might think that's old-fashioned, but I believe these are good virtues to have. I believe a modern-day gentleman should have a sense of adventure and have the spirit of trying new things and exploring new places and go traveling and broaden your horizon. So be adventurous. Being a modern-day gentleman is about putting other people's interests first, and it's got nothing to do with your age or your ethnic background. For example, my son, who's half Chinese and half Danish, he's a perfect gentleman. He's only 10 years old. A perfect gentleman would be someone who is likely to diffuse a difficult situation. If there's a dispute or there are arguments going on, a gentleman should lighten the situation and make things better for everybody. I believe a modern-day gentleman should always strive to be the best version of himself, always pushing himself to be better at certain skills or being a better person or better friend to somebody. So always look for improvement in what we do and never be satisfied. A gentleman should always be punctual. In fact, we should always turn up early, and that's why we have a timepiece. And that's what timekeeping is for. If you have a habit of being late, what you're saying is your time is more important than other people's. So that's not how a gentleman should behave. So always be punctual. I believe a modern-day gentleman should be a good conversationalist. Some of you might think that I'm not very good at talking. And that's good, because it's not about dominating conversations. Because it's much better to be interested than to be interesting. Listen more and show that you're interested in what the other people are saying. And that actually makes you a better conversationalist. I believe a modern-day gentleman should be a good host. And preferably, if you can cook, you can really impress your guest. You know, I'm not a great cook, but I can make a few dishes enough to invite my friends to come over to have a good time and have a good evening together. As a modern-day gentleman, it is important that when you make a mistake, you admit to it and you get more respect from other people than try to hide it or try to argue about it. Have the courage to admit your mistakes and you get much more respect, and that's how a gentleman should behave. There is a big difference between being confident and being arrogant. Yes, a gentleman should be confident all the time. And what's the difference? Well, being confident means while you know what you're talking about, you also respect other people's points of view. Being arrogant means you just want your voice to be heard with complete disregard for other people's views or what they want to say. So a gentleman should be confident but not arrogant. A modern-day gentleman, as much as we are living in a different world, in a very modern world, we should still have some traditional values. I'm talking about understanding some basic etiquettes. Some examples would be when a female walked into a room and you want to introduce yourself, you should stand up from your chair and shake hands. Maybe hold the door for somebody and not expect someone to have to say thank you to you. So these are some of the things that a modern gentleman should learn, especially etiquette, I believe, are very important. If you've enjoyed this video and you want to learn more about being a modern man, being a business entrepreneur, then subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram.